What's up? We are live. Live from Van Nuys. This is Tuesday afternoon. And I am posting in the places we post that we are live. Good times. Got the chill music, doing chill stuff. I just woke up a few minutes ago, per usual.
What's
up, Buzz King? And Random King. Got both the kings in the house. The kings. The king has returned. I barely lost my friggin' fantasy game last night by 0.06 points. That was a devastating loss. Brandon Ayuk dropped a pass that would have friggin' won me the game. Come on, guy. Don't you know you're on my fantasy team? This is my fantasy score. 81.4 overs. 81.46. 0.06 points. I feel like that's worse than losing by like 30 points, like getting blown out by being that close. I was down by 0.06 points too at the start of the second half. If he would have touched the ball at all in the second half, I would have made it. But sometimes dim the breaks. It's a bad week for me. I lost in both my leagues. What's going on, Ramza? I think I saw you were talking about you've been doing Secret Savior poker in the Wax On, Wax Off Telegram group. Which is strangely not a group that talks about wax at all anymore. Wax On, Wax Off started as a wax group and it's turned into like a weird like food sharing and like weird geopolitical debates is what happens in there now. Shout out to the Wax On, Wax Off family. Interesting the online friends I've made in the past couple of years. I still check in with those guys even though like we're usually not talking about wax stuff. You know, it's nice to check up and see how people are doing. I spent a lot of time losing money with all those folks. For a while that room was like an Uplift survivors group. We're all just like, yeah, we got wrecked by Uplift, but and then the breaks. I think Max should be joining us shortly. I'm not the technically inclined one on our team. I don't know how to do chart reading and stuff, but figure something out. Yeah, I'm not super into the political debating. We've got a bunch of wonky stuff happening in the world right now. It is crazy if you kind of stay in your own circles how much you can't avoid, like the news and stuff. When I was visiting my parents, the 24-hour news cycle was just all Israel and Palestine. And since I've been back in my own apartment and not watching the news, it's kind of like I hear about that stuff, but not like it's not like all day, every day. What's going on, Zate? Got Zate in the house. I haven't really even been checking the Bitcoin chart. I have the... What the hell is happening here? I have the X8 PIS chart pulled up. The Wax team posted a thing. They're Why is it showing me a different chart? But XAPIS has a wax ticker, so there's another coin called wax now, just to make things even more confusing. This is not a real fucking token, though. There's 271 people holding it. That's not... That ain't it. I wonder if I can find a better... There is no chart available. But, yeah, it's called wax, which is strange. Buy wax. I wonder if this is like trying to scam people that are looking for wax, or if it's just a coincidence and they have no idea that wax exists. I feel like wax is obscure enough that could be an accident, and also I don't think they're listed at many exchanges, if any, so I don't know like who's going to be buying that instead of wax. But it is interesting you can launch a crypto token with the exact same ticker as another token. I unlocked a new card in NFL Rivals today. Got me a Deebo Samuel card. So that's pretty cool. Another legendary NFT. If you've been hanging out in our streams lately, you probably are like, shut the fuck up about NFL Rivals. I talk about it all the time, but it's one of the like 3 or 4 NFT games I'm still playing just every day. Every day I'm rivaling. I feel like they're doing a pretty good job. It's mostly just the game I actually enjoy the most, because I feel like at the end of the day, all this stuff can be super volatile in value and be not worth very much. So you might as well pick a game that you actually like playing if you're going to grind it. Still waiting for Oxia Origin to drop. That game I bought into the key on wax a while ago. I think it's supposed to come out by the end of the year, but I also am very loosely following it. Started waiting for other people to talk about it and be like, hey, we're playing now, and then I'll jump in. But time to take some probiotics. Shout out to Primal Defense Ultra probiotic formula, the ultimate. This is what keeps my stomach from being just an absolute nightmare all the time. My SIBO has been flaring up recently, which sucks. Small intestines bacterial overgrowth that I've had and cannot get rid of for a while now. For whatever reason, probiotics are the only thing that seem to really help. Let's figure out what we're giving away too. We got some cool stuff in our giveaway wallet. We got you can give away one of these TwitchCon Sunes. TwitchCon just ended last weekend, so I feel like these are no longer promoting something that's still happening, but still cool NFT. It's kind of similar to my I got the pin. These are pretty sick. If you're into physical collectibles. Got my Sune pin, let's go. That'll be our giveaway for our first grubfish. And who knows what we'll give away for the other grubfish. We got some other cool stuff cooking in that giveaway wallet. Oh yeah. Hope you all had a good weekend. I feel like today's like my Monday because we don't stream on Mondays, so gotta check in on your weekend. How was your weekend? Mine was full of fantasy football and playing video games. Pretty standard weekend for me. I've been working on trying to figure out mobile recording or mobile rehearsing. I'm trying to like rehearse music with my friend who's a singer over the internet, and it's been kind of a nightmare of latency. As good as technology is in 2023, there still isn't really a way to like play music with someone over the internet without, like, when he's singing, I hear singing like half a second behind where it's supposed to be, which like a millisecond matters in music. So like half a second is not good for musical latency. But might mess around with some other programs, but you'd think somebody would figure that out by now with like all the crazy technology and stuff we have. Just a way to, over the internet, play music with someone else and be able to hear them at the same time. What's going on, Fat Boy? Fat Boy B. And Mahala Spanglish. Fat Boy was the, I might have already said this on stream, but I was growing up, my like next door neighbor and best friend Jordan, that's the nickname for his dog, was Fat Boy, which I think is a pretty great nickname for a dog. Come here, Fat Boy. And that was because that dog loved to eat. But I mean, I feel like all dogs will eat as much as you feed them, so. I'm just chilling, Mahala. Chilling on this beautiful, sunny Tuesday afternoon in Los Angeles. See the palm trees from my window, blue skies. Sometimes I forget that like seasons happen because it's always just so nice here, and then other people will be like, yeah, it's friggin' freezing and snowing and shit, and I'm just like, yeah, it's like probably mid-70s today and nice in Los Angeles. It's the usual. It is 75 and sunny in Los Angeles this afternoon. What's going on, Zaroba? Good evening to you. Still afternoon for me, but hope you're having a good evening. And I forget where you are. I wanted to say Spain, but I feel like Spain is wrong. Portugal? Are you in Portugal, maybe? I don't know. I feel like you're somewhere in Europe. I'm an ignorant American. Everything... Okay, it is Portugal. Everything that's not America is just, Europe to me.
One second, I still gotta get my fucking other thing to work. My computer's been weird.
Welcome, Max.
Yo.
Just chilling. Asking people how their weekends were. Jamie Penguin says it's been hot the past week in LA, though. I'm glad it's getting cooler. I am glad it's getting cooler. When it was like friggin' 90 degrees in the middle of October, I'm like, what is going on? Like, you need the chill out sun and ozone layer, whatever's deciding what the heat is. Chill.
I agree. It was way too hot. All right, let me see. I gotta get this mic thing working. I'll be right back.
It'll be like 2 weeks until I freaking complain that it's too cold, though. Like, by the time it's November, I'm gonna be like, oh man, it's way too cold in LA. Like, once it gets below 70 during the day, then I start crying about it being too cold. There's like a window of 10 degrees where I'm happy. We're sort of out in the valley too. We're in Van Nuys. I feel like Van Nuys is like, I don't know if it's valley official, but it's at least valley adjacent. Yeah, the weather definitely seems to at least be getting more drastic, because last year it snowed in LA proper, which is like, yeah, it doesn't usually snow in LA during the winter, which was very surprising. It did not snow where we are in Van Nuys. It was pretty, I feel like it gets down to like the 40s is probably like the coldest it ever gets, but I've acclimated since living in Los Angeles for like the last decade. When it gets below like friggin' 40 degrees or like 50 degrees, it's like I'd say below 50 is like pretty much freezing to me. Like I grew up in Washington, and Washington has a pretty like moderate climate, but it doesn't get that hot in Washington. It's like, well, it's different now. It gets hotter because the whole world gets hotter, but it used to be like maybe a couple degrees in the 90s in the summer. You'd get like less than a week of 90-degree weather, and like an 80-degree day was hot. Now like 80-degree day is just like my standard for like 6 or 7 months straight. So my body's acclimated. When I go home to visit my parents for Christmas, it's just like the coldest thing ever. When even it's like mid 40s, I'm like, I need multiple jackets and pants and gloves and a hat and stuff. You were near CSUN. I don't know if I know where CSUN is.
Northridge.
Oh, that's Northridge? Okay. All I feel like I know about Northridge is there's that massive earthquake there. Whenever I hear Northridge, I'm like, oh yeah, that big earthquake in the whenever that was, like was it the 90s?
That was, yeah. That's also Northridge.
That's before I was in California. Back when I was in Washington experiencing big earthquakes.
There we go. Okay, just making sure my screen share is working. It's working. I got around to it.
I met a lot of people from states where it snows and they get cold being in LA, but they said it's mainly because they're outside more here.
To get cold.
I feel like that's crazy. I literally sweat for like 3 years straight when I moved here. It's just like my body could not handle. I mean, it took a while to acclimate, but yeah, I was just sweaty all the friggin' time. But
yeah, well, now I can't handle the cold when I go back to Washington.
And that's what I was saying. It's like when I go home, I'm wearing like gloves, a hat, like a shirt, a sweater, another sweater, and then like a jacket over it. I'm wearing like 5 fucking layers, and I'm still cold. I'm like, who? Like that's just like also to walk like from my parents' place to a restaurant. Like I'm not outside a lot. In the like 5-minute walk we have, I'm freezing.
Damn.
But yeah, definitely acclimated here. I also like, I don't know. My parents asked me, do I miss the rain? I'm like, not really. Like, it kind of sucks when it's just like always. The cloudiness is almost worse than the rain too in Washington because like, the rain isn't that bad. It rains like drizzles when it rains. It doesn't rain super hard, but that just constant gloominess is kind of a bummer. Like being able to open my windows and walk outside and just always having it be sunny. I feel like that shit is good for my mental health. I do not miss the overcast of Washington. You can drop to the 30s in the Six Flags area at night. Okay. I didn't know it got that cold there.
Damn. That's not even that far from here.
I feel like high 40s is sort of where we end up in Van Nuys, like when it gets cold. But who knows? Maybe with climate change, it'll get even colder here. Maybe we'll see snow eventually.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
My parents are definitely happy because they're like, right now my parents are in San Luis Obispo, and like it's so much nicer in San Luis Obispo than it'd be in Washington right now.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And then my parents are talking about moving to like Buffalo or some shit or Massachusetts.
Oh, what? It's gonna be so fucking cold there in the winter.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I have to go visit you there, and it's gonna be super cold. But I think they'd only live there for like 6 months. I don't think they're trying to. I think they're just trying to hang out and try different places. They sold their condo. My dad's also retired, so he doesn't really. My dad can be wherever, and then Jackie works remotely. She doesn't go into an office, so if you work from home, you can kind of be wherever. So they're like, why tether ourselves to one location? Like, why not check out some different areas? This is exciting for them.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I sort of like having a home base, though. I don't know. Moving around a bunch would be annoying to me, but Jackie's from Massachusetts, so she has family there, so be closer to her family. Whereas most of my family's in Washington. Got my brother and my grandma. My brother and my grandma live like 5 minutes from each other in Lacey, Washington. Shout out to Lacey.
Yeah, he's got his family. He's raising kids there and everything.
I think my grandma helps him watch his kid occasionally too, or his
Oh,
new
that's
kid.
nice.
I think. I don't know. I don't check in with them super often. It is nice if you're raising a young child to have family nearby for babysitting.
Yeah, for real.
Should we do this giveaway and then get into some tech stuff? Kind of just been killing time.
Yeah.
All right, we are giving away
do
a TwitchCon 23 Sune pin since TwitchCon just happened. Is this last weekend?
Oh yeah.
And we still got 2 of these left. I'm not sure enough. I got the actual pin version. Well, not the same exact one, but a similar one. The sweet pin. Can't wait until we can make some pins. Feel like we're getting close.
Closing in on that, yeah.
All right. Let me mute the music for Grubfish. And then we'll start our tech talk. Cone Dog immediately struck down.
Sliced and diced.
Got Stellic 7-7 in Demon's World. More like Dead's World. All right. Now, Drew Jaw Rams on Jamie Penguins. Fortunately, you have met your maker.
Your grub at least has.
You just went to Grub Heaven. Unfortunately, it's not where you win prizes in Neon Space. Zate sliced down. Mahala couldn't cut it. Couldn't handle the heat, as BDAO would say. Misty 0121 down for the count. We got 3 left. Only 1 can be remaining. Ooh, Zaroba narrowly missing. Fatboy D and Random King narrowly missing.
Oh shit.
Ooh, Zaroba and
Oh,
Fatboy are down. Random King.
Random
He's done
King
it.
with the win. He's done it with the naked grub.
All right,
Let's
now
see
you
if
got
he
your
has-
wallet.
Naked grub, no flag, nothing.
Go to my other browser to find your wallet. I found your wallet. The wallet has been secured. Now let's do a... I feel like it'd be cool if transfer was an option somewhere here.
Right. A little quality of life improvement. Go.
Mint
GG.
number 70. If there's only 100 of these are pretty rare.
Yeah, definitely. And I got 69, baby. Come at me.
I'm showing off before you're here. The
Oh,
Wax
two
team did
kangaroos.
announcement that there's
Ooh.
another Wax token out there.
Oh,
Not that I
what's
think
that
anybody
one?
here is trying to buy it, but I feel like be aware that you could be buying a Wax that's not Wax P or Wax E or associated with this blockchain at all. It's called the XAPIS token, but it's just money Wax is the ticker.
Oh,
Wax. But I was looking at it on. It's not even on any of them. Like I couldn't find it on CoinMarketCap or on CoinGecko. So it's definitely some obscure shit. It says there's 271 holders, so I don't think you're really in danger of finding this token.
yeah, damn.
But it is just Wax. So if they do get listed exchanges and stuff, or are listing it themselves on decentralized exchanges, be careful. Be careful out there. Make sure you're not getting the wrong Wax. But I thought that was interesting that somebody else just chose a token with the exact same ticker. Like, who does that? And that's like, I was trying to think, like, do you think that's malicious or do you think they just don't know Wax exists? But I feel like you could pretty quickly Google it on any like market cap thing and see that Wax is already a thing. So that makes me wonder, like, are they going to try to do malicious shit with this?
Maybe, yeah. Like they're trying to get the popularity of one to like drive its own little value.
It had also started trading at about the price of wax, and now it's down to like a tenth of that.
That's pretty sus, yeah.
That's lower than wax though. It's 0.03. If it's at like 0.04 or something, that'd be closer to.
Yeah.
That was launched. Wow, it was launched on October 21st, so that's been out for like 3 days. Breaking
That does
news.
feel pretty scammy. I wouldn't buy that wax.
Says
I
the
already
hive
have
of
one
crypto knowledge and
wax.
earnings. Tweet with Axis on X and watch your buzz bloom into a harvest of sweet rewarding honey. The fuck does that even mean?
I'm not sure.
It's a tweet to earn protocol. It sounds like the most
Oh,
spammy bullshit I've ever heard. Like,
interesting.
it's also funny they're doing something called honey because wax also has honey. I feel like this whole thing.
Yeah. They're
Axis
just trying
shares
to-
20% of NFT sales profits with token holders. They're also selling NFTs. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's no way something that you just tweet and get tokens for is going to hold value. Like that seems like something that's going to just tank.
Yeah,
Personally,
not sure.
I started.
I'd rather hold
background here.
wax P or wax E, like one of the other waxes.
Do you want to share your?
Yeah, let me.
If you click the link on Grubfish, it does, but the person Random King did not input their wallet, so it said no wallet for this user. But yes, if you input your wallet, then it does automatically go to transfer screen. I got Grubfish going on in the background if anyone wants to join while Max is doing his thing. Found us today. You can get wax from Atomic Hub using Google Pay. 0% fees. How does that work? Oh,
that's pretty
your
dope.
Atomic Hub? Is that different than their who's their partner called? That Banksa wallet? Banksa?
I don't know if I've seen that through Atomic Hub. Let's see.
Might be a local provider from Banksa. I think BuzzKing's in America, but I don't know.
Buying wax with Google Pay with no fees is a pretty good move, though.
Yeah,
that's why I've
you can even
verified
probably
so many
get like
times.
you probably even get like Google Pay gift cards from
Yeah, that's true. So
from Bit and Refill, so you can kind of keep it all in the crypto space.
let's
if
see
you'd like.
if I can click wax. Nope, that's just a different wax blockchain. Shopping cart.
I still like Bit Refill. Like, I feel like Bit Refill is one of the slickest things in crypto that most people don't know about.
Here's the options it gives me. Binax.
Good for beginner.
And exchange.
It doesn't look like Google is an option there. It says like MasterCard and Visa.
But Google Pay isn't popping up for me unless it works through Binax somehow.
Think so? Beethoven's. It sounds like a. It's like a mix between
that could be it, yeah.
Bert and Beethoven.
Let's see if I proceed.
No, there's Google Pay with 0% fee. That's a way better deal than a 2% fee. It's pretty slick. I need to add that to
their. But yeah, if you change if once you go through this to this point, it does give you the option for Google Pay.
They need to add the image of Google Pay on the tooltip thing.
That is pretty cool. I didn't realize you could do that.
I wonder how new that is. I feel like I didn't see that announced anywhere. Thanks for letting us know.
All right, yeah. So I guess for anyone who didn't see, the way to do that was once you logged into your wallet on Atomic Hub, under the add funds, Banksa or Binax or whatever this one is.
I think it's Banksa. Binax would be if the A was before the X.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Just based on spelling.
Banksa. And then you can choose Apple Pay as one of these options, and apparently it gives you 0% fees. And BuzzKing says it actually works. So someone has some first-hand experience with it. That's cool.
I didn't even
That
know you could
is-
add funds to your profile, to be honest. I thought Banksa only worked for like when you check out, you can use Banksa. I thought that was the only way it worked. I didn't know you could just top off your wax balance. That's actually pretty convenient.
Oh yeah, right. That is pretty cool. Definitely dope.
I honestly
Yeah.
haven't bought wax in a really long time. It has not been a thing I've needed to buy
I
for.
usually just swap it cross chain, so I very rarely will do it with credit card. I guess the last time I did a credit card thing was for a Funko drop.
Yeah,
Let me poke around
it's the
here.
only way to land those Funko drops. Although I feel like you can do a Coinbase, then you can deposit wax, then you can use the Coinbase credit card and just use that balance. So you can pretty much use wax to buy it if you do a little bit of a workaround. It's funny that the Banksa wallet's number one on the leaderboard.
Oh, and then these rewards are live too. It looks like Wombat get Wombat rewards for every NFT you buy and sell on Atomic Hub.
Yeah,
Daily
it's
rewards
been live for
distribution.
like a week, I think, or something.
Yeah, interesting. 50,000 per day. Oh,
I
okay.
think
and it
people are
goes-
saying it's still way less than Honey rewards. So it's not like
oh,
you get per amount you spend, you get a share of a pot. So
yeah,
you're
it
gonna get a
looks like
really
the
small
pot
percentage
is
of that
like
pot.
yeah, I see. So it's not like a directly proportional to what you spend. It's
And
directly
if you scroll
proportional
down, you
to
can see
what
how
you
much people are
spend.
getting. Like Banksa wallet would be getting 2,000, but like for spending 15,000 wax, you're only getting 800 Wombat, which I feel like is not as much honey as you would get.
This is also the wallet that I think is buying with like people who do credit card drops, right?
Yeah, it's Banksa.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
People already informed the Wombat / Atomic Hub team. They're like, hey, like you should disqualify this wallet because it's not a real person.
Yeah.
And they're like, they even said you can look like who's spending money and you could add that to their, like you could send that amount to the people that are buying through Banksa if you look at who's sending wax to
Oh,
Banksa.
yeah, that's true.
So if they really wanted to be diligent, they could on chain pretty easily pull the wallets that are spending that and then send the actual wallets to rewards instead of the Banksa wallet.
Yeah, I could see.
Seems
You could
fair
see
to me
the.
because those people are spending money through their interface.
It's definitely not a whole lot of Wombat here unless you're putting up insane amounts of volume.
We're also
Like
using
if you-
25% of the market fees to buy and burn Wombat tokens, says Zoroba.
Oh, nice. That's dope.
I didn't know you were still working for Atomic Hub, Zoroba. Wasn't sure if you're part of the massive layoffs that happened last month. Not last month. That was like, it was either August or September. That's cool to hear. Zoroba's
cool.
been kicking it in the space for a while.
It looks like you do have to do a minimum of 10 wax to be
Move to
qualifying for
Spielworks.
the airdrop.
I was interested about that. I was wondering how many employees would move over. I also don't know if you can even disclose this, but you know what happened to like Jonah and Fabian? Are they working for Spielworks or are they just done with Atomic Hub? That was the thing I was most interested from. I was like, are the guys who built this still gonna be building stuff or are they just out? Because they were also like, the other thing I was curious is like, they didn't stay. Okay. And I'm also curious because they hold the keys to the atomic contract. So like, are they going to keep building on wax or can we get those keys back for them? Like, do they need permissions for the atomic standard if they're no longer building on wax? But yeah, I don't know what's up with those guys. I was also curious if like the buyout deal included those keys, like if Spielworks would then hold the keys to the atomic standard or if that's just, I don't know. Seems like some behind the scenes stuff. Well, interesting. I wonder what Jonah and Fabian are doing.
Kind of
They're just
unpack
done with
this bad
wax.
boy.
They had a pretty crazy ride from literally inventing the atomic standard, to having the biggest marketplace, to now just having almost nothing. Hope they paid themselves some salaries the past couple of years, because otherwise they are going to be left with not a whole lot.
Yeah, right. Shall we take a quick look here at the crypto market, though? Ooh, I kind of want to open one of these packs. I can do that later. All right, let's take a look at what's going on with crypto. Last few days have been pretty exciting.
Zoroba said also the atomic assets has a multi-sig and 6 keys, and that was not a part of the deal. Yeah, that's what I was asking about. Is like, if these guys are bailing on wax, why do they need 2 out of 6 keys for the standard on wax? But they also did make the standard, so I guess it's like on them. But I'm curious if they just like completely ditch wax. Like, will they need those keys or really like try to vote to remove the keys from them? Because they did that for like Blocks.io had one of the keys, the people that ran that, and they pretty much like rug pulled Wax. They're like blackmailing Wax to give them money to keep running their blockchain explorer, and they got kicked off the multi-sig list. So I wonder if like, you know,
Yeah, true.
pink.gg just completely bails on Wax if they're also going to remove the access to their own standard, which would be kind of a weird thing to happen to them because they made the standard. But curious how that
Right.
will play out. Also, they might still be building on Wax. I don't like saying that they're definitely bailing on Wax is not like that's not a factual or that's speculation. I don't know what they're doing. They've never been the best at communication. They also did start multiple new LLCs, it looked like, as their company was dissolving. So they might be launching a new project on Wax, but I also don't know.
Yeah, me neither. It'll be interesting to see what they do next. Definitely
Ramza
pretty
was
capable as far as like what they've built is pretty functional these days still.
Paul said, "Are we speculating? We're always speculating."
Always. This is a speculative market.
I just feel like I got to
That's,
make it clear that I don't know what the fuck the pink guys are doing. So that is one way it could play out, but they could also just continue building on Wax and like maintain access to those keys. But they don't have the majority share, so I think the other four could somehow vote them out if they all agree. But I feel like it takes a lot for like all of the people to agree. Same with like the blockchain producers; they could agree to like not push blocks to do certain things, but it has to be like a huge
yeah.
agreement, which they don't all agree on everything. There's like we've talked about that when we are going over blockchain producer stuff, but people sort of think that uh, like the blockchain producers all some conspiracy working together against users, and like they don't all agree on everything. Like we had them on a stream, just like 3 blockchain producers, and they all like Anders and
Yeah.
Michael from USA disagreed on like half the shit we talked about. So like getting all 21 of them or whatever to agree on anything is pretty hard to do. But I think it's the same thing for the people that hold the keys for the multi-sig. Like it's got to be pretty drastic for them to take action, which I feel like the Blocks IO got removed because they're literally like threatening Wax and like being dicks about it. But I feel like as long as Pink isn't like doing nefarious shit, they'll probably maintain access. Ramza was
Right.
talking earlier that Bitcoin seems to be doing some things.
Yeah, it is. Definitely been doing some things. So I'm looking at the Bitcoin daily chart right here. You can see in the last few days, it's been doing some things indeed. It pushed all the way up to 35,000. I think a lot of the mainstream like news coverage that I've seen of this is suggesting that this is fueled by speculation about the pending approval of a spot ETF by BlackRock or backed by BlackRock. So saying that once that ETF becomes live, opening kind of floodgates to institutional money to invest into Bitcoin. So this is like potentially speculators trying to front load, or people also suggesting that it's like institutions are buying their share of Bitcoin so they can launch their own ETFs. Once one of these ETFs is approved, lots of other ones can kind of follow pretty much a lot easier than the first approval is kind of the biggest milestone when it comes to this new asset class and getting spot trade ETFs like that. But yeah, big moves in the last few days, and we're looking at like the weekly chart we've been looking at for a while, and you can see since we had turned bullish all the way back in like January 2023, kind of near the bottom of this bear trend, we've been in this bullish trend, and we actually now retested this strength band and are bouncing up here. So on the weekly, it looks pretty good, but the unbalanced volume isn't really climbing with the aggressiveness of this climb on the weekly chart. Although I think the daily chart, the closer we zoom in, you can see a little bit more of an aggressive pump, but you can see, like we're spot price significantly higher here than we were here, but unbalanced volume isn't climbing quite as aggressively. Generally speaking, I want to see with especially like a bull market kind of trend reversal, I want to see the unbalanced volume climb more aggressively than you can see here. And that makes me think that a lot of it is kind of a hype pump leading up to like potential news for the ETF approvals. I also am not convinced that those approvals are going to come as soon as some of these people are hyping them to. So We'll have to see. But as Bitcoin pumps like that, the rest of the crypto market has also been feeling that pump. So like Ethereum also nice, a couple of giant green days here. And then let's look at Wax. Wax has kind of done what we were looking at last week. So I'm gonna uncheck these. Last week we saw Wax breaking out of this red line, being kind of our long-term resistance. We broke above that and pushed, a little bit, deviated pretty good above my next resistance level, but have since fallen back below. And last week we were kind of talking about how the expectation for Wax was to continue to sell off at least to this line, and then hopefully find support here and bounce. So you can see now we have cooled off on our RSI, like we were saying last week. It was on the overbought side. So in the last few days of the sell-off, the RSI coming down quite a bit, and we're still staying above our previous resistance line. So now we're looking for that bounce to confirm that the resistance is flipping into support, and that then becoming very, very bullish as far as the price movement retesting the upper level again, and moving all the way up. So I think with crypto, especially Bitcoin and ETH and everything pumping at the moment, I feel like we are pretty likely to continue to see that play out, where the sell-off from this past week is probably going to find support around here and then start pushing up again. And then, like we said, if we do push above this, we'll want to see kind of the same thing breaking out of here and then retesting this line before potentially pushing up to the top level of our bear market kind of target range here, which this is, pretty high up, actually, like 8 or 9 cents. And from there, again, it gets not a whole lot of resistance before you get like to much higher levels. On balance volume rising like crazy on Wax, and it has been for a while. So that kind of paints an accumulation picture, which is pretty bullish. And so I think looking at this week, or this coming week in our Wax positions, I think we should keep this course of basically expecting, our range here of just under 5 cents, like 4.8 or something cents, to kind of hold as support, and expect that to like turn into basically support that the price is going to bounce off of. And I think in the coming week, we have a chance then to retest again this upper level area around 6 cents, which again, depending on how fast we get there, maybe we break through it like we did here, where it just busted right through like that. But if we're going to do a slow grind up, I imagine we're going to run out of steam around here, like trading now within this range of about 4.8 cents to about, let's say, 6 cents. So using that, let's take a look at what we've done last week in our 100 Wax wallet. So I think last week we actually pulled from Taco Swap our liquidity positions, and we moved a good amount of these into Alcor. And on Alcor, if we click here on the Farms tab, Alcor has added farms. So right now I have staked toggled. So you can see they're getting more and more popular. Since last week when we checked here, there was maybe like 5 of them. So now you can see all the Battle Miner token farms are there, and how those are paying out. Also, I think there's a few. Yeah, I don't know. There's just a bunch. There's a bunch now. So like, it's cool to see this is kind of picking up, taking off in the same way that the Taco Swap farms scene also exploded. Here on the meal tab, you can see all the farms that are incentivized here, and this list just goes on and on and on. But it's cool to see.
Do you know exactly how the farms are added? Can anybody add a farm?
So the people who own you have to have the wallet that deployed the token in the farm. So if you're like to add this USDT Wombat pool, you would have to be Wombat, like the people who own the Wombat token. And beyond that, there is a workaround where if you communicate with Alcor, you can reach out to them. They have a Discord or a Telegram, and if you have a like legitimate case as to why you can add a pool, they would help you do that as well.
Might be worth reaching out for us, because I've reached out to MV now and he hasn't replied to either of my DMs for multiple months. I think that guy might just be like not on Discord anymore.
Yeah, okay. I can reach out to them and see if they can.
I feel like they trust us pretty good if they're always hitting you up for like advice and stuff.
Yeah, I can reach out and see if they can like help us make a farm here too. I do like the idea of being able to like, but yeah, basically by default, the only people who are whitelisted to create a token farm are the people who own the deployment contract of the token that you're trying to create a pool for. So not anybody can just deploy a farm for any token. You pretty much have to be the token team. It's generally how that's done. But like I said, there's a manual workaround. So if you do reach out to them and you have like a reason, like with us, where it's like, oh, our token isn't deployed by us, and the person who deployed it isn't like reachable, maybe they can help us. Same goes for Taco. I think at Taco, it's anyone who has the wallet can create those contracts, and then same deal, you can reach out to them and ask them to create a farm for you if you aren't associated with the token. So there are like these backdoors. But yeah, so if we toggle on staking, you can see the last week we put a little bit of wax into these two pools. So let's see first how much we've got. Almost half of a TLM in a week. Not so crazy, but I guess let's check on the pool. I'm not sure how much wax we put in this. And then for our USDT wax pool, we've almost 4 wax just in a week here. So let's jump back to pools. Take a look at these guys. Okay, our TLM pool is out of range. So there's only 15 wax in here. Okay, that's pretty far out of range. We had a very tight range. So I guess the first thing we should do is remove this pool so we can put this back in range. It is nice to see.
How come no brawl farming yet? Don't know. That would be up to the brawler team, the Tyranno Studios to make. They did it for a bit on Taco Swap. There's some brawl farming, but
yeah, there was. I think they stopped doing that too, though. Or like, I think part of it is probably because the liquidity pool is as deep as it is because the team supplies a good amount of the liquidity, right, directly. But yeah, no brawl pool yet. So I've pulled our wax out of this guy, and so the rest is in this pool, and it's still in range. And look, we've set our range actually pretty good, 4.6, so 4.7 cents, and then 6.6. This is actually about the same trading range that we were looking at on the chart a minute ago. We were also doing this last week, and that's also why we set the range that wide. And so you can see we're closing into the bottom of our range, but 4.6 or so is like right here. So we have room down to here with our liquidity pool, which is also like about where this strength band is starting to come up to. So I do think if on the daily we retest, even if we break below our resistance line here, I think that the strength band should hold at least for a little bit to bounce. So that bottom of our range, I think I'm pretty happy with. And then the top was, I think 6.7 cents, which is, yeah, it's actually kind of up here in the wick somewhere. So 7 cents starts here. This is like 6.7 around here. So that's actually pretty good too. So it gives me room basically from like up here to down here for the price to move in the coming week. While it's doing that, I'm also earning the fees. So let's take a look really quick. So since we added this last week, it looks like we've earned 3 wax in actual fees here, which we can claim because these fees, they just sit here. They don't like participate in supplying liquidity. So if you want them to, you need to claim them and then re-add them. And then the same goes for the farm. The farm is independent of our yield. So we also have earned 4 wax over here. That's a pretty good take in a week.
Thank you for the follow. What is that name? Dio Gods Cruises. Dio God Cruise. I don't know how to say your name. There's too many letters in there. But thank you for the follow.
Let's see. The other thing we've done is if I go to wallet and then click open orders, we did a purchase of index tokens, and we're waiting to sell these back. So let's take a look at that currently, how that's looking. So I'm going to go to trade and find. So here's my this guy with the carrot. This is my limit order to sell these tokens at 4.49. Looks like we're kind of chilling here, waiting for for the index token bot to like be buying and redistributing its rewards into these limit orders. And it looks like, hold on, I want to check how much we have. In index tokens, we have, oh yeah, we bought this for 100 wax. We're looking to sell it for 101.4. So about 1.4% profit is what we're looking to make with this position. And I'm curious to know right now if I fill the top bid. Okay, we could sell these right now for 100.11 wax. So slightly higher than what we first bought them for. We haven't reached our goal here in the sell, limit sell. So we're just gonna let this kind of sit. This one doesn't do any passive yield, which actually we might want to reconsider, because the passive yield right now on these pools is pretty massive. So like if I go to farm, this is 75% that we're making on top of what the pool itself is earning. And the pool itself has been earning pretty well. It's also close to 75%, considering, we withdrew our pool earnings, which were about three wax and a few cents worth, also about a wax. So about 4 wax, which is also what we earned from this reward, which is continuing to tick up. So next, what we want to do is let's look at some other pool options here. Wombat is got a pool here that pays pretty well, better than the Wombat pool on Taco Swap, and it's pairing with USDT, which might be a positive or negative depending on what you'd rather hold in your wallet, because the Taco Swap pool is paired with wax. There's also, obviously, it looks like there's also a wax pool. And this is interesting. The wax Wombat pool here pays in USDT. So if you want to earn a stable coin, it looks like they made a Wombat pool here. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty sick.
Right? Yeah, I like that. Damn. I'm also seeing a lot more, volume on wax now with the USDT token. So if we go to analytics, you can see USDT, I think, has become like the second most active pool here on wax now. And I feel like that has to do with, other liquidity pools starting to like trade with it. And it's been helping, even the rest of the stable coins get closer to peg now. So if I go to like wax USDC, last time I checked, this was starting to be pretty close to $1.98. Okay, it's still a little bit off peg.
Pretty good price impact too.
But yeah, they've gotten a lot better. Where
I guess it's only $1 though.
Yeah, but I just went up to 10. It's about the same. Let's see if I do 100. It'd probably be pretty bad.
It's been a long time coming too. Stablecoin liquidity has been like practically unusable for the entire time we've been on wax.
Yeah, so it's definitely getting a lot more like they're getting closer. And this, I think, with 100, you can actually, there you go, get pretty close. It's not terrible.
For $100, you used to get like
50
so
or
much slippage for
40. Yeah. So, yeah. And then now with USDT, I mean, you can do like serious wax trades just through the swap, like $100. I'm actually ending up with pretty much $100 worth of wax. I think 1,000 is even like, pretty reasonable, which is like, that's really cool to see. I like the fact that you can actually use a stable coin on wax like this. And again, it's fun to see like, farms that are paying in stable coins. So meaning, projects embracing them. Like that's really cool. Like you said, it's been a long time coming.
It's going to take a long time for a bunch of farms to pop up compared to like last week.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of farms here. And then you can get some of the liquidity yield from, it's targeted liquidity. So you don't have to go 50-50 with your wax. You can, use an amount of your wax and like, it's a very small buy into whatever token you're trying to farm, and then just do asymmetric liquidity and still earn some of these pretty high interest or high APRs.
I feel like you definitely need to be careful. Some of those tokens might just dump super hard though.
I'd say a lot of these tokens you should be very careful with. But we know wax and Wombat token or TLM token, and these are both like pretty decent. Although the TLM farm at 8% was pretty low. We had about 15 wax in here. Let's use that to do the Wombat wax pool, assuming that Wombat token doesn't look like completely abysmal on its chart. So I'm gonna pull up the wax on edge chart really quick and see. It's gotta be, what is it called? Yeah, I want to see the Wombat in terms of wax, I guess, or in terms of, yeah, I guess in terms of wax and in terms of USDC, USDT. Now that you can pull both up, or maybe I should pull it up. You know, Wombat's actually such a big token, you can pull it up on TradingView directly. Let me do that.
Got multi-chain liquidity and centralized exchange listings.
Let's see how Wombat USDT looks on KuCoin. Okay, some huge buy candle not too long ago, but ooh, yeah, this candle just fucks up the whole chart. There we go. Let me go out to like a weekly and see how that candle looks there. Damn, dude, somebody bought like aggressively here, making this look pretty much flat. So let's see. All right. Here's Wombat. Here we go. Wombat doesn't look terrible on the dollar chart here. You know, we got it kind of moving up, although this is a pretty big sell. I feel like they probably had people moving money out of KuCoin and into like other exchanges, though. Let's see if I want to go Wombat. Wombat. Oh, you can do Matic. Let's see Wombat ETH really quick. Oh, look at here. Somebody bought it all. So it's jumping here. Someone did like an arbitrage. They bought it all here and then they dumped it all on KuCoin. So I see the on-balance volume jumping up here and then dropping on KuCoin so aggressively. But here, even in terms of ETH, this doesn't look terrible. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, daily chart's kind of climbing along. Lots of room on the way up. I feel like for the next coming week, let's mess with this, especially since we can get paid in stablecoin liquidity. So I got 23 wax right here. I'm going to do like a 50-50 split USDT and Wombat token. So I'll start with Wombat. Actually, I don't know. Never mind. I'm not going to do a 50-50 split. I'm going to do like a 75-25 split. 25 Wombat, 75 USDT. I believe. Or wait, let's look at the chart before I make this. Okay, yeah. We're looking for it to kind of like continue the bounce up here. Move higher. So I guess it'd be 75 Wombat, 25 USDT. And then we'll put the liquidity, up to like around here. And that way sell all the Wombat into more USDT on the way up. If we are going to get that bounce, then I think that is the way to do this. So 75% of the wax I want to use as Wombat. Let me log into my wallet. There we go. And I have 23. So let's see, that's like 1 point, we'll say 1.55 or something. Maybe 1.6. So 16, let's say 16 and a half is about what we want to turn into Wombat. I'll say swap. And sign. Looks like Wax Wombat on Alcor has become the deepest liquidity pool, or at least the best deal at the moment. And then I want the rest of this in USDT, because that is the liquidity pair we're looking for. Let's see where we get the best deal here. Oh, wow. Wax into CRCX. And then in CRCX into USDT is the best deal.
I'm not sure if I even know what CRCX is.
Me neither, but I'm happy to give them some liquidity routing here if it gives me a better deal. Bam. The other day I was able to like just using like USDT. I think one's in the room. I think I was drinking it in the room. Sorry, one second. I'm talking to Paul. Yesterday.
So you can't put them back. So now we have no soda. Or you have no soda. You can drink shit.
Yeah.
There's still missing one. So you think where's the other one?
Hold on one second.
There should be 3.
Yeah, I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah. So where you can have it, you.
All right. There we go. So I did the swap. And now I'm going to add this as liquidity over here. Check this out. So I want... Oh, wait. It's Wombat Wax is paid in USDT. And I did Wombat USDT. So I'm going to swap my USDT back into Wax. The other day I was doing this and I was actually getting like an arbitrage. Like I was making Wax every time I swapped back and forth because it kept finding different routes.
I feel like if you're moving small amounts of wax, that's more possible too.
Yeah, it's like so here, and I'd get 10 wax point for 52.75.
Didn't you trade like 6 wax into that or something? How much did you trade
Let's
into
see.
it?
It was
Or 9?
yeah,
or something?
yeah, but I had a little bit from the rewards from the liquidity pool.
Oh, okay.
But here, let's see if I just toggle this back and trade the other way. I bet you it's a different. 52.55. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what the other number is, but I had this going on the other day where I swapped back and forth like twice and pocketed some like tiny amount of arbitrage. All right, but let me make this pool. So I want to earn this USDT. So I'm going to go here and say add liquidity. And I'm not sure which pool is the one that's incentivized. I'm guessing it's this middle one. It's hard to say because they're split left and right like this as far as how many people have selected which pool. So let's try this middle one. And let's see, I want to go like a little tighter. We'll go 30-30. This 47. So I want to click here until I can get closer to my 497. So I'm gonna change my range a little. 97.37. Boom, that works perfectly. And add liquidity to that one. So it's possible that if it's not that range that I just chose, it's possible that it won't let me stake it. So then I'll have to unstake it and try the other range. I'm not sure how to know which range is incentivized. Or I guess, let's see, if I look at the farm, I wonder if it tells you if, oh, okay, here it does tell you. It's the 0.05% range that's incentivized for this pool. So I do need to swap that. Let me hit refresh so it actually loads my farms. See, I did the 0.03 range, so I need to withdraw this bad boy, and I need to go into the 0.05 range. Otherwise, I won't be able to stake this. So we'll do that right now. Wax, Wombat, 0.05. That makes sense why so many people selected that pool. I should have been more on that. There we go. We'll do this again. And then I want to drop this guy to 490. Okay, there we go. Success. There, that is. Okay, perfect. Now if I come up to the farm and I look at staked, it should, yeah, automatically be staked. So there we go. And now I am expecting 2.8% of $10 per day. So 28 cents a day from that. That's not bad. So it'll be a couple dollars, like over $1 by this time next week, just from that little bit of liquidity we just added. That's a not bad at all. 2 point, yeah, Well, let's see how that goes. And then I'm going to leave this one alone. So I've claimed these fees and I've compounded them back in. And then the last thing I was doing is I'm waiting for us to, if I go to open orders, I'm waiting for the index token to basically be sold. If I go back to trade, I could reconsider the amount of this because this is almost 100 wax. Or this was 100 wax. I guess I could cancel this and then sell half and then reopen it at half. So I want to do take the 50 wax and use it to actually earn some active yield, so that we're not just stuck for a whole week waiting on a sell that never actually goes through. So I'm gonna sell half of what we have right now. Should be 50%. Buy this is sell here.
Fenris is asking, why don't I see the wax walnut pair in farm? I don't know.
What was it? Oh, in
Said
the
why-
farm. If you have a liquidity pool in Wombat Wax, if you go to your pool here, it needs to say next to the pool 0.05. If it's 0.3, then that is not the incentivized pool, and you won't be able to see it in the farm. So when you're on the farm tab, you can see here which range of liquidity you're doing. So when you first create your Wombat pool, like up here, and you do Wombat, you have to choose the fee tier here to match the pool incentivized fee tier. Otherwise, it won't, pay incentives. That's probably what's happened, if I had to guess. But yeah, let's see. All right, I was gonna go to the market and I was gonna sell half of my index tokens. So I'm just gonna do click on this guy, click on 50%. That's 50. Is that 50%? There we go. Oof, this food's getting cold. And then I'm gonna sell. There we go. And then the other one I wanted to sell for here 49.60. So I'm just clicking on that. That populates here 49.6. And then I'm gonna say sell 100% of the rest of this for 50.6. So that's still the 101.1 or whatever I was getting before. About 1% profit if this one sells. And then there we go. So half of that's there now. And I can use the rest of it to add to my farm. So I'm going to go to pool, and I want to add it to this pool. So I'm going to say increase liquidity. I just want to see how much do I need as a counterpart. Not much. So I'm going to buy maybe like 50 cents worth of USDT or 60 cents worth. Let's do that over here. And I want to do... so refresh. Yeah, take a bite of this. This is going to get cold. It looks so good.
I'm in the middle of grinding some NFL rivals. Max is doing tech stuff.
Oh, that's good. Spicy. Palmada jambalaya. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I got 50. I'm going to do maybe like 17 wax. No, that's too much. Let's do, I don't know, 13. Okay, there we go. Swap 13 wax for USDT, and now I should have enough to top off this liquidity pool. There we go. Yeah, I have 65. I only need 55. Done and done. Added liquidity there. Boom. So now we're earning on our full balance here now, which is 0.04% of this whole pool. Not bad. That was almost 5 wax last week. So let's see how that goes moving forward. So I think that's it for what I want to do with the DeFi wallet. So what I'm doing is farming this Wax Wombat pool for the USDT rewards. Those are going for the next 7 days. So basically, by the end of this, we can check and see how we've done. And I don't think it's going to make that big of an impact on the Wax Wombat token if this pool stops being incentivized because its other pools are incentivized. You know,
I think it also goes for a week, right?
Paco. Yeah, this goes for the whole week, but at the end of the week, we'll see. But like the other pools here, if I don't just click staked, like the other pool is incentivized for the next 86 days, and then the taco swap pools are incentivized and very deep. So I'm not like worried about like, you know, an exodus or people trying to dump all this token once these rewards end, because that is usually like a point I bring up when I enter a pool that has only limited amount of time left for those farm rewards. So that's always something to check when you're looking at these pools. But yeah, I created those liquidity positions. We took half of what we were trying to sell in index tokens back into Wax at a slight profit over when we bought the index tokens, but very slight. I don't know, like 0.0 something Wax. And then we used that to add further into our Wax USDT pool, keeping our range for that pool kind of in the range that we were looking at on TradingView for Wax, where we're looking for it kind of between, you know, the top of this strength band on the indicator and somewhere up here on this high wick. So in between this kind of range, we've supplied liquidity now and are going to wait to see how the week plays out and pays us more of this farm USDC or farm Wax. So let's go. We got that one.
Farming up a storm.
Farming up. I need to eat some of this palmeda, this pasta. Hey, let me show you. Let's see.
I thought jambalaya was like a soup.
Maybe it is. Maybe that's just what I call it. Let me here we go. Let me make it bigger. You can see this. I think jambalaya just because it's got like shrimp and sausage and chicken and all this other stuff in it.
Looks like some pasta. I saw that the other night you had it. I'm gonna have to Google it though. 'Cause I thought jambalaya was soup, but I could be wrong. I don't know that much. Jambalaya.
Jambalaya. Maybe it is soup, is it?
It's a rice dish, so it's neither.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's usually over rice. Paul will do this over rice. I just requested it over noodles because I don't know. I like noodles.
It kind of looks like that though. I see the similarities.
It's definitely one of like Paul's like specialty dishes.
It's the difference from jambalaya and gumbo. Gumbo is really a super stew that's often served over a little rice, while jambalaya is made with rice cooked into the dish. I think I was thinking of gumbo.
Yeah,
in gumbo, there should be more liquid than rice, while jambalaya should not be liquidy or mushy. There we go. You learn something every day.
There we go. Gumbo, huh? Jambalaya is just a fun word. Jambalaya.
I've always known it to be kind of like a soup you just throw in ingredients. For some reason, I thought it was a soup, but I was thinking of gumbo. I feel like that's like a New Orleans thing. Nolans. Maybe.
Gumbo.
Or
gumbo, jambalaya, they both sound pretty like Southern words.
Because New Orleans has like the French Creole influence, so they have like French cooking mixed with Southern stuff. The food in New Orleans kind of rocks. They also have a lot of seafood stuff. You get your crawfish.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of crawfish. I feel like it's
right.
I'd rather have shrimp or crab. It's definitely like the bottom of
prawns and stuff.
Yeah, crawfish is like the bottom of my crustacean list of things I'd want to eat.
Let's see, where is jambalaya from? South Louisiana. I got that right. Where is gumbo from? And it says it's A dish that has its origins in West Africa and Central African cuisine, gula creoles were the first group of African slaves to prepare the dish. Red rice was brought to America by West and Central Africans. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely very Cajun like spiced.
Where's gumbo from? Gumbo is also from South Louisiana. Gumbo is often used as a metaphor of the mix of cultures that exist in southern Louisiana. The dish combines the culinary practice of Africans, Native Americans, French, and the Spanish. It's a melting pot of people, melting pot of food. He has no pizza
sounds-
experience. I see
Yeah, that
Marcy.
sounds good.
Marcy's interested in it.
This is way too spicy for Marcy.
All right, let's do this giveaway. Marcy's a pretty
Cool.
picky eater for a dog.
Yeah, it's true. Ooh. Oh man, hate to see the blue trail die so quick.
It's Roba and Twalter. Immediately wrecked. Ramza down. We lost Boom Shankar and Beethovens.
Oops, let me hide myself.
Random King down. This program's almost over, and oh no, Mahalo. Man with the blue backpack. The NFL Rivals program's almost over. It's almost the end of the month. November will be a new program.
I don't know if I'm gonna have enough candy to be able to afford that legendary pack.
Ooh. Fat Boy versus Buzz King. Fat Boy did it. Fat Boy B. And he dies at the very last second.
Oh,
Some blue blood. We will send you the last of our Sune TwitchCon streamer pins. Officially licensed from TwitchCon, which is pretty cool. I mean,
Right.
it might be one of the first NFTs that allowed the use of their name in the NFT. I don't know. I haven't done any research on that, but we'll just say that was the first ever. It's a fact. Quote me on it.
nice. True fact.
All right, we'll do one more giveaway. I don't really have anything else to go over today for stream stuff. So that was your birthday. Happy birthday, Zate! Exclamation point.
Oh,
Neon,
shit.
if you want to join this last giveaway.
Birthday.
I'm trying to think of other things I could do. All I want to do is play STG football or Rivals if I was going to do other stuff on stream, but I might save that for Thursday. I got to do some try a new mobile recording software. Software I was using last night was not really working. Had a 7-day free trial and it was going to charge me $100 and it wasn't working. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to pay $100 for this shit if it's not going to work. Canceled my free trial and I'm going to try some different ones.
Yeah.
I also can't tell if
$100
my computer is
to
just
work.
dying. Like, I think my computer might be the problem. But if we can find free software that works as well, why not use the free stuff?
Yeah.
I was just looking at it like best latency free mobile music. Who's using what for online music collaboration? Best low latency video conferencing tools for musicians. I feel like a lot of these are just promoting, like, Evercast, I bet, is a fucking thing that does this, and they're like trying to sell their own thing. Yep, sign in, get started. It's definitely like best tools. Our own is number one. Yeah, number one, Evercast from the Evercast website. Of course, Lander, Jam Kazam. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. Audio Movers is what I tried. And it was not, I mean, it's working okay, but if there's free things that work as well, why not use the free one? I'm probably going to try this Jam Studio jamstud.io. It's a free and user-friendly platform for musicians to jam together with the lowest possible latency and CD quality. It's like, that sounds like exactly what I'm looking for. It's also number one on a website that's advertising their own thing, so it's above, like, I wonder if they're like invested in this software or something. That's what I'm going to be doing after stream today.
They're just too honest.
Do a totally different type of tech talk if people are interested in how to set up online jam sessions.
That is an interesting thing to be able to like play like non-latency with people, because music is such a like you have to be like on a rhythm.
Is really the answer to that. Like,
Right,
there's going to
I
be
feel like-
some sort of latency. It just is the amount of latency. Like, can you deal with that amount of latency? Is sort of the real question, because there is no latency, and there's workaways around it. Like, the way you're supposed to use audio movers is one person like hits playback, the other person could be singing where they are, and then their shit's gonna be off by like a certain amount of milliseconds. But then like you set in your software to nudge that track back, so like after they're done recording, when you hit playback, then it'll be in time with it, even though it was not in time with it during the actual recording. So there's like workarounds for it, but like there is currently no way for two people to be in different locations and play at the exact same time. Like, you sort of have to have like a master, and then everything else syncs to the master, but like it's never going to be quite perfect. I was talking about that earlier when you weren't on stream. I was like, for all the fucking technology we have in 2023, nobody's figured this shit out yet.
Yeah, I feel like there is a tall order of like the physical like distance.
Yeah, I don't know. It might just not be possible physically at the moment.
Yeah.
But Wapaka is just waking up. What time is it you're in France, right? What time is it in France right now? What time is it in France? It's a good thing that this website's not working. What? No, I can't spell. What time is it in France? It's 12:17 a.m. Wow, you're waking up at midnight? I was going to say. I guess technically that's morning for some people.
Yeah, the stroke of AM.
I'm on my own time zone. Yeah, it's mid-afternoon here in sunny Van Nuys, which I showed off earlier. It's a beautiful day out.
Yeah, it's not too hot today either.
Day. Does latency matter in live music concerts? I mean, the latency would not be between the people on stage. It would be between... It sounds worse, though, if you're like really far away from the speakers. That's generally why there's speakers, like rows and rows of speakers, because if there's only speakers on the front of the stage and you're like in the back of a stadium, it would sound fucking weird. There'd be like echoes, and that's happened a few times. Like, if you go to like the gorge, like sometimes the wind blows the speakers, it changes the way the audio sounds. It sounds kind of shitty when that happens. So generally there's rows and rows of speakers, and the speakers don't, like at live concerts there is no latency between like the speakers and the performers, because it's all in the same location. The latency is happening through the internet. So I'd say no, it doesn't matter. I mean, it would matter if it's an issue, but it's not an issue. So
maybe if the venue was like insanely massive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they would just use wires, and wires don't have latency. Like, there is no delay between a cable, and you can just stack cables. Like XLR cables, you can daisy chain them and they don't degrade the audio quality. So you could just daisy chain like 1,000 cables and it would still pretty much be instant, I think. Maybe there's a certain amount of cables that if you daisy chain them, but like in the studio, there's no difference between using one cable and like 9 cables. It's all instant. So I think it's instant. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it does take time for sound to travel. So if you're too far away from the speakers, but then like all the sound's traveling at the same speed, so it's more that like you're hearing reflections and shit than that there's a latency issue, which does also sound bad. Like if you're far away from the speakers and you start hearing the echoes of the speakers from the walls at the same time as the sound is reaching you, then it starts sounding muddy and shitty, but it's less of a latency and more of a distance from the speaker issue. I'm gonna try that after stream. Hopefully I can get that working so I don't have to pay money, $100 for a service that like barely works for what I need it for. I'm trying to practice with Dr. Television wirelessly. It was working pretty good for our first session, but last night it was like all choppy and shit. Like, I don't know. It's no good. Pretty much unusable. I was like, yeah, $100 for a service that's like not really even working. But even that, like with the gas prices, if we can get something to work that costs like, $5 to $10 a month, that's like, if we're trying to rehearse weekly, like I'd pay way more than that in gas driving back and forth to Ari's place.
Yeah, for sure.
Gas is fucking ridiculous right now.
Yeah, it's like close to $7 sometimes.
It's also been fun getting my cover chops back up, having to learn a bunch of songs and play them. Learned a Lana Del Rey song yesterday, which is not an artist I've ever really fucked with, but pretty good song, to be honest. I was into it. I think it's called Like Heaven or something. I think I posted it on our Discord. Let's see if I can find it. It is called Say Yes to Heaven. I got close. It's kind of a cool guitar part. I guess I can play that while we're waiting for people to get in here. I might have to look up the Say Yes to Heaven guitar. I learned it yesterday, but I just need to know what fret the capo goes on. 2nd fret.
I feel like
I
it's
feel like this
always
is not
the
what
same.
I feel like that's not what it was yesterday. Let's see, this one says 3rd fret. This one's right too. What was the last one saying? Crazy how wrong people are when it comes to music, like frequently. Actually, this one has more. This one has more likes, so this one's probably yes. Yeah, it's like you just slide a shape. I'll play the guitar part. We're getting into the music tech talk part of our tech talk.
Yeah, music technology.
It's more music theory, but yeah, to play it in the original key. You also don't need a capo ever if you just don't care about the voicings and stuff, but if you want it to sound like the original, you do. Some guitar players, like jazz guitar players, think capos are cheating because you can play all those chords like differently. It's just harder. I got to plug in. I need my wire.
I could kind of hear it, but yeah.
I also might end up changing the key of this because this is like, Lana Del Rey is a woman singing and our singer is not. So probably lowering the key would be smart for his registry. Can you hear that? I can't tell.
Yeah.
All right. So the guitar part goes. It's that the entire friggin' song, which is like it's a C major 7, and then it's a like D sus 11 or something. This chord, and then E minor is the actual chords. But they're just doing like a drone. 2 of these strings, like these 2 notes, is just happening. This is droning over the entire thing. It's actually a really easy guitar part. That's why that'd be hard to play without a capo, is because those two notes are droning, and that's because those notes are where the capo's like clamping. So you could play those chords without a capo, but it would not sound the same. Like the voicings would be different.
Oh yeah. So Ferris is saying like he prefers not using a capo.
I mean, it is what it is, but if you want to play it like the original, good luck figuring out those voicings without the capo on it, because it's droning two notes that are being capoed. Like I said, you can play these versions of the chords, which is the right chords, but it's not going to sound the same as the original recording. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's worth learning the original and then changing it, so you at least know it's supposed to be happening. Because that's how I've been covering it too, because it never changes. It just goes. And then on the recording, like strings and drums and like all these instruments come in over the chorus, but I can't do that when it's just me and somebody else. So I change it for the chorus, so it's not just vamping the entire time.
Yeah.
I change it to. Just so you can strum more notes. It's a classic arrangement technique is just add more strings. Like if you want it to be more loud, more dynamics, this is only playing with 4 strings. And then you can play the full version of those chords, which is 5 strings, 4 strings, and 6 strings. I'm aware you can play chords in different ways. So I can take the capo off and play those same chords. Shit, that's not the right chord. Immediately fucked it up. Set the capo's here. I need to do some math in my head. So it's actually a D major 7 then. So it's capo fret, it's just everything is 2. So that'd be some sort of dun, 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 dun. So you could even do that. It's basically just those chords. That sounds way different. Also, this chord is something weird. I don't know what the sus note is in there. It's the whatever the 11th is. I'm not good enough at music theory to have to figure that out from putting the capo back on, which I can actually do. This is our live music tech talk. So the note in there that's weird is A. And that's not right. A is already in that chord. So it's an A, and then whatever the hell this note is, B, C. No, that's a C sharp. So I'd have to add a C sharp to this chord. I'd be like that. Still doesn't sound the same as droning those notes over the. That'd be without a capo. Dropping the whole thing down a friggin' key, which honestly we might end up doing because I think Ari was singing the whole thing an octave lower for most of it because it's too high. That's such a easy chord progression too. It's the That's just like a bajillion songs. It's like fucking. Stairway to Heaven,
Oh, yeah.
but they're doing it in the opposite direction. Maybe I feels like.
That's very funny.
Which is also a variation on it's just one less chord than like this chord is not in there, but it's just these 3 chords in the opposite direction. But it's kind of an interesting chord progression for a pop song, I'll say, because those are really like dramatic chords, and I feel like, I guess like Stray Cats Duet and Stairway to Heaven's not really a pop tune. Stairway to Heaven's like a weird fucking blues rock extravaganza.
Oh yeah. That's
That also reminds me of
old.
I can't play that without now thinking of what is that song? The Apples in Stereo one.
Oh, Energy, I think.
I think I'm in the wrong key for that. I think it's
And the world is made of energy. I think, right? Is that what it
because that one goes.
Yeah. That's pretty Stairway to Heaven-ish too, you're right.
All right.
Be all right.
You're gonna see the sunlight. Kind of sad this band just totally broke up. Their lead singer quit playing music to get a like PhD in math, and now I think he teaches at like a college.
Oh. That's too bad. This band, I like this band.
Honestly, I feel like when I revisit their stuff, they weren't that great of a band. Like, I feel like I really like their production. Like, they're really good music producers, but the songwriting's pretty not that great most of the time. In the world, how fucking high is that? World is made of energy. In the world, possibility. In the world, is that how high it is? Is it lower? World, there's a world, energy in the world. I haven't covered that song forever. I also pretty much just stopped trying to sing in tenor registry. Tenor registry is not for my voice.
Yeah. I can do that one. Let's see. What song is that?
It's the same song. In the world is made of energy. In the world, that's how low it is. Possibility. In the world is made of energy. In the world, possibility is gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. We're gonna see sunlight. An octave lower makes a lot of sense for my voice. Got the boring ass baritone voice. The world is made of energy. In the world, possibility.
Yeah.
I've also been fucking with the Beatles an octave lower. Which is weird because I used to try to sing those things like in the correct octave. Like, love you every day, girl. That's so fucking high. You're always on my mind. One thing I can say, girl. Love you all the time. Oh, hold me. Love me. Hold me. Love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week. I can cover that one. I gotta look up the words though. It's also crazy how much freaking latency there is between me and you, and we're in the same freaking building. Like you're like a half second off everything I do.
Yeah.
8 days a week lyrics. I also have the fun. The actual lead guitar part. It's pretty hard to play on an acoustic because I don't have a cutaway. Ooh, I need your love, babe. Guess you know it's true. Hope you need my love, babe. Just like I need you. Oh, hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week. Love you every day, girl. You're always on my mind. One thing I can say, girl, to love you all the time. Oh, hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, 8 days a week. I love you. 8 days a week is not enough to show I care. Ooh, I need your love, babe. Oh, they don't write the rest of the fucking lyrics here. How useless is that? Do a fucking. It's the same verses before, but yeah, that song makes so much more sense in my like an octave lower. And I used to cover that just screaming it an octave higher, and it's like taking me 10 years of singing to realize that it shouldn't hurt to sing songs. If you feel pain when you're singing a song, you're singing in the wrong fucking registry.
Nice.
Yeah, I have my Fender says octave lower fits more, but you can try 3 tones down. That's why my Rickenbacker is in D standard. It's the whole guitar is a full step lower because it's easier for me to sing pop songs because it's 2 steps down. And that's also why Jimi Hendrix played in E flat. I've heard people say it's because it's easier to bend because there's less tension, but Jimi Hendrix didn't have that high of a voice, so it's easier for him to play songs with the whole thing a half step down. But yeah, my acoustic guitars get kind of fucking like this one gets a little. The tension gets weird if I'm a full step down, but my Rickenbacker has a long enough neck that you can go a full step down and it's not just like wobbly weirdness. One day I'll tune down all the way to friggin' C, 2.5 steps down. When I bought my strings that I put on my Rickenbacker, the guy's like, "Oh, do you play in like fucking C standard?" I was like, "No, I play in E standard. I'm just fucking a maniac." Because like when you tune down, you want thicker gauge strings to have the correct tension. But I was like, no, I read in a fucking magazine that Stevie Ray Vaughan played, I think it was 12s or like 14s or some shit. So I tried to get those, and like those strings suck so bad to bend in standard tuning, and I don't do that anymore either. Like I'm starting to like get lighter gauge strings and not just destroy my fingers trying to be like Stevie Ray Vaughan, because it's like, who gives a shit? I think BB King played with crazy light strings on the top, and BB King is like one of the best guitar tones of all time. Let's see if we can find BB King string gauge. He played low on the bottom and top on the half. Yeah, he played 10s. 10s are super fucking light. And if you look at like Stevie Ray Vaughan string gauge, I can't spell gauge. See, we got an article on it. Jesus Christ, he played 17s at one point. That's fucking crazy. But he played 13s, and 13s are super heavy. So I started playing with super heavy strings. It's like, I want to sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan, and it's like, nah, that just wrecks your hands. Like the amount of hand strength you need, like that's how you get fucking arthritis. I would not suggest it. I want to say Billy Gibbons uses 9s or something, or he might have even used like 7s from ZZ Top. He would use banjo strings on the top of his guitar, which are like super freaking light. So at the end of the day, the tone is in your hand, not the thickness of the strings. Like, because BB King has like a super thick guitar tone. Like his lead tone sounds phenomenal, and he uses really light strings on top. That's what kind of changed my mind. I was like, okay, all these other players sound amazing, and they're not using friggin' 13s on top, which is
Yeah.
that guy at the guitar store thought I was playing like sludge metal and drop C, which is like, no, that's it's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to play soul and pop music like a fucking maniac. Carlos Santana and Jimi Hendrix are both great. I don't know, actually. I thought I knew that song, and I like played it, and then I listened to it back. It's like, oh, I've been playing this wrong for like 10 years. It's the Devil's Interval. That was like an illegal is banned to play those notes together because it's thought to be the devil's. It does sound pretty fucking weird, but that's the intro to. That's I think Black Sabbath used that a lot too.
The Devil's Interval. That kind of music gets such a bad rap, and it's like so tame.
I don't always practice to metronome, but I do practice to drum tracks a lot, so that's kind of like practicing to metronome. Purple haze all in my brain. Lately things just don't seem the same. Acting funny, but I don't know why. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. I should probably go back and relearn that whole fucking thing.
Yeah, Hendrix. Are you experienced? Foxy.
Is that how it goes? Is it? Is that just a chromatic? Like, I haven't even listened to Hendrix in a long time. I sort of got burned out on like late 60s rock and roll. That was definitely my jam for like 15 years straight, but I don't really listen to classic rock much anymore for as much as I grew up loving that stuff.
Yeah. I still listen to a good amount of it.
I definitely got more on the soul train. Like, I listen to a lot more funk and soul music than I do rock and roll. I also feel like the musicianship is just better. Like, the people playing in soul groups are generally come from like gospel and jazz backgrounds, and they're really fucking good. Rock music is like, play Evil Ways. I don't know if I know Evil Ways. Is that a Hendrix song? Or is that Santana? Evil Ways. That's Santana. Oh, I know that song. You got to change it. I'd have to listen to it to play it, and I can't listen to it or I'll get friggin' demonetized immediately and stricken off. Are you saying Buddy Guy? Buddy Guy is really good. Santana's also really good. Got a black magic woman. Buddy Miles. Is he a guitar player?
I don't know. That name doesn't sound familiar to me.
I feel like I should know who that is. Was he the drummer for Hendrix? Yeah, the Band of Gypsies drummer. Because Mitch Mitchell is the original drummer of The Experience. And then Jimi Hendrix basically got to the point where he's like, I'm tired of playing like music for all white people. So he tried to make like a more like black. He like got more of a black band and tried to play more like soul music. And that was his plan after the Band of Gypsies too. Is he wanted to start like an R&B group with like a big horn section. And he's like trying to get like he's kind of always upset that he's always kind of upset that like his audience was all white too. Like if you looked at who was a fan of Jimi Hendrix, it was like all white people, and he's just like, I don't know. He felt like he grew up. Jimi Hendrix toured with like I think he toured with like Little Richard. He toured with like the Isley Brothers. He toured on like all the soul circuits. So he's like raised on R&B, like learned how to play through black musicians, but then just like got popular playing like weird psychedelic rock for white people. So he's like towards the end of his career before he died, like he's trying to get back to his roots. But so I think I want to say he was invited to join like Emerson, Lake and Palmer or one of those groups as like a prog rock group. I think that group is keys, drums, and bass. And they're like, oh, we want Hendrix on guitar. And they like asked him. He's like, no, like I want to start playing more like soul music. I don't want to be doing this weird shit. I don't know that much Pink Floyd. What is? I don't even know the two chords there. I haven't played that so long though. What is the second chord? Is it a G?
Yeah.
I want to play a C there, but I don't think that's right. That's like how the verse starts.
The verse is a C. Yeah,
I used to know. I was like, that's Pink Floyd, right? To have a cigar. Or am I totally fucking spacing it? Also, at one point, tried to learn Money, but I feel like I always butcher that one.
Oh yeah, that one's good. You could do what's that called? The Speak to Me, Breathe to Me. That's just like
Breathe in the air. Are you saying Them Changes by Thundercat? That's a crazy song. Is that the name of that Thundercat song? Them Changes. That is Thundercat. Thundercat's like a phenomenal like musician. I can't tell if you're trolling me right now because that song is definitely not easy to play. Thundercat's probably like one of the best bass players alive. My parents saw him live and they said they hated it. They're like, yeah, we saw this guy everybody said was great and we hated it. It's like, it's not for everybody. I will say he's also like not the best singer. So if you're singing him live and he's like the front man, Thundercat, not the best. He plays bass on he played bass on like the To Pimp a Butterfly album by Kendrick Lamar. Like he's as prolific as a session bass player as he is a solo artist. Like he played the King Kunta bass line as Thundercat, and that was like one of the best freaking bass lines released that whole year.
King Kunta.
That one's on a 5-string bass, though. I don't think I can play it correctly unless you have a low B or whatever the fuck the string is that goes below E. I think he actually plays the 6-string bass most of the time. That man's out of control. I'm trying to think of what other songs covering with Ari. We're covering 1251 by The Strokes. That one's pretty fun. All the songs Ari's singing, though, so I don't really have songs prepped that I'm singing. I like covering that song. The chorus is a little high for me. It's not that bad. Last Dance with Mary Jane chords. I've also been playing this one wrong like my entire life. The second chord is not a, or the third chord is not a D, it's a D sus. So I've been playing it like, that's the chord in question. But the chord is actually, so that's the difference between, and it's a pretty subtle difference. And it doesn't actually matter because he's not singing that note. I really don't like Danny California by Red Hot Chili Peppers. They ripped off that song, and then the guitar solo is just the fucking melody to Purple Haze. It's like, like you fucking just mashed together two classic rock songs. But I don't know. I like the Chili Peppers in the 90s. I feel like Stadium Arcadium is the last decent thing they did, and that's, I like Snow Hey-O, I guess, on that one, but like that one just has an insane guitar part. Frusciante chopping it up, but no thank you on Mary Jane's Last Dance. I feel like the sus does sound good there. Also, like, I'm so used to playing 7 chords that I like just throwing this in. The difference between and I feel like that note is actually important to hammer on, though. The melody doesn't work, or the guitar part doesn't work as well with the.
Yeah.
So it's like some Doobie Brothers shit. How the fuck does that one go? Talking about love.
I don't know if I know that one.
Plush is my all-time fave as well. I was a huge STP fan. Stone Temple Pilots, right? They got that one really famous song from the.
Oh yeah, I saw them at like Bumper Shoot a while ago.
They were not good at Bumper Shoot when we saw them. That's because What's His Face had like a serious drug addiction. The singer, it came out like super late, and then we're like, the dude was just like smashed.
Yep.
Plush is a band I didn't hear of until like the radio this year. Like as they kept playing their songs on this radio station I was listening to, like, what the fuck is this? So Plush is a newer one for me. I feel like I gotta at least try to butcher at least one song all the way through instead of just ADDing a bunch of intro to songs. We'll see. See if I can get all the way through this song. She grew up in an Indiana town. Good-looking mama never was around. She grew up tall, she grew up right. The Indiana boys on an Indiana night. Harmonica. She moved down there at the age of 18. She blew the boys away, more than they'd seen. I was introduced and we both started grooving. Instead of dig it, baby, but I gotta keep moving on. Gotta keep moving on. Here's the part I always butcher. Last dance with... Shit, that was bad. Last dance with... Is it that high? Last dance with Mary Jane. I think I was trying to get you. Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain. I feel summer creeping in and I'm tired of this town again. That part's like a little too high for my voice. I have to like yell it.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Also notice I can just hit those notes if I fucking get all raspy, but I feel like that doesn't sound great. Gotta scroll down, try not to break the rhythm. It's the fun thing about covering shit and not knowing the lyrics. Oh, definitely didn't do it. I gotta stop on this chord. Do. If you stop on the D, you got enough time to scroll. Well, I don't know, but I've been told never slow down, never grow old. Tired of screwing up, tired of going down, tired of myself, and I'm tired of this town. Oh my, oh hell yes, honey, put on that party dress. Buy me a drink, sing me a song, take me as I come, 'cause I can't stay long. Last dance with Mary Jane, one more time to kill the pain. I feel summer creeping in, and I'm tired of this town again. That's a guitar solo. Pigeons down in Market Square, standing in her underwear, looking down from a hotel room. Nightfall will be coming soon. Oh my, oh hell yes, gotta put on that party dress. It's too cold to cry when I woke up alone. Hit my last number and I walked the road. Last dance with Mary Jane, one more time to kill the pain. I feel summer creeping in, and I'm tired of this town again. That's the guitar lead that happens towards the outro. I need to get myself a page scroller instead of a page turner. Oh, Plush is the song. Isn't Plush also a band? Am I wrong about that?
Plush?
Aren't they like an 80s band?
Probably. That sounds like the name of a band.
Nope, that's not right. What the fuck is I thinking of? Now I'm totally confused what I was talking about. There's like some 80s band I thought was... Maybe it's Lush I'm thinking of. Is that a band? Lush band. Yes, this is the one I was thinking of. An English rock band from 1987. This is a band that just never hit my radar until like the last 6 months. They kind of play like new wave music. But I totally whiffed that reference.
Okay.
I can't whistle. That's one of the musical things I cannot do. No whistling from your boy, Polish dog.
Oh, yeah. I got pretty good at whistling. I practiced a
how my
lot.
voice got raspier since I stopped smoking. Like, I used to be able to sing that song cleaner. I don't know. I think your voice gets lower as you age. Like, I think your voice gets... That makes sense, right? Because, like, Robert Plant can't sing Led Zeppelin shit anymore. It's to lower the key. It's like that Beatles song. Like, that stuff. I used to be able to sing that shit, like, in my clean, full voice. But I definitely cannot. Like, in order to hit the notes clearly in that chorus, it just sounds like I'm fucking, like, shredding my throat, which is strange because it's not even that high. I just have a really low voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw like what was it? The Elton John concert, and he definitely doesn't like go to the high notes in Rocket Man anymore either.
Yeah, I think naturally your voice just gets lower as you get older. I unfortunately was already on the edge of being able to sing that stuff. Tom Petty always sings high A's that used to fucking wreck me. Like I can sing most Tom Petty's verses, and then his choruses he always just goes to a note where it's like that's not comfortable for me. Like Free Fallin' I used to be able to do up until the chorus, and then the chorus is just like, yeah, get the fuck out of here with that high A. That actually might be a high B. Free fallin', free fallin'.
Huh.
I like Tom Petty though. Tom Petty's got some good songs.
Me too. play American Girl.
I feel like I can figure out the chords for that one pretty easy. She was an American girl.
Yeah, I think it's like D. Like A. I don't know, pretty straightforward chord. Yeah, that sounds right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's got that intro 18 bars on D.
Yeah, it's like the.
I think he plays this one with a capo though, right? There's that free
know.
fall and that's played with a capo. No, that one's doesn't say capo on any of these. I think it's free fall and that's played with a capo. This one's got to be the right one. I don't remember the rhythm to the song.
Free falling.
Raised on promises. She was an American girl. Raised on promises. That's already out of my range. He couldn't help that thinking that.
In my life. Somewhere else. After all, it was a great big world. Lots of places to run to. And if she had to die trying, she had one little promise she was gonna keep. Oh yeah. Alright. Take it easy, baby. Make it last all night. She was an American girl.
It's so weird, the fucking delay. Feels like I'm practicing with Ari when we do this.
Yeah.
It's like all the vocals. What up, NFT Gamer TV? Welcome to me butchering classic rock song stream. If y'all want to join our giveaway, exclamation point neon in the chat. I've been trying to work on fucking Hallelujah, but Hallelujah gets like a little fucking high for me. It's like a little low when I do it, the Leonard Cohen version. It's so fucking low. But then the Jeff Buckley version is very fucking high. Not very high, but
Yeah. It's
it
pretty
only does
high.
that once. Though. You can just not do that part of the song. It's not even that part. It's the ending part of it. Like the ending part of every phrase, he goes up like the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah.
Yeah.
That shit is high for my registry.
The baffled king composing hallelujah.
I don't even attempt the octave higher chorus, which he also only does on the last chorus. So, like, if you're covering it to the song, he only does that once. I just not do that. The original is so low. Heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord. That shit's so low.
You don't really care for music, do you? Yeah, I like that song.
It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, minor fall, the major lift, baffled king compose, going hallelujah. The E7 that gets me.
Yeah, it does get pretty high there. And then I guess he does the chord.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. Saw her bathing on the roof, beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. He tied you to a kitchen chair, broke your throne and she cut your hair. From your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 Hallelujah.
Yeah, like that super high part on the chorus.
He only does that on the last one though.
Can
Like
Debs
it-
do something?
He does in the same octave as Leonard Cohen until the very outro. Yeah, Leonard Cohen. See if I can do the whole thing like Leonard Cohen. It's so fucking low though. I heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do ya? This part's more comfortable in the octave lower for me. Goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, minor fall, the major lift, baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah, his voice is crazy.
Hallelujah. He does that the same as Buckley, actually. Hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. Saw her bathing on the roof. Beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to the kitchen chair, broke your throne and she cut your hair. From your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 The other version I was hearing says it goes back to the G here, but this one says it goes back to the...
It's like A minor or something, right?
What version is this? Oh, this is the Jeff Buckley version. That's probably why. He might do that differently. Out of sync harmonizing is going to be the next big thing. Yeah, Max, it sounds like we're singing Row Row the Boat when you're singing. It happens like a full
Nice.
solid like beat after me.
Out of sync harmonies, baby. That's too bad. We can harmonize pretty well. If it's
I think with the
sync.
capo, the Jeff or the Leonard Cohen would work better. It's a little gravelly down there. But if I was on like capo second fret, I heard there was a secret chord. No, that's too high now. Fucking blowing my transposing. I heard there was a secret chord. There'd be that David played
That's not
and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do ya? Goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. Baffled king composing hallelujah. Like that's much more comfortable than singing the full fucking Leonard Cohen, which is just like hitting the very lowest note. Like, I heard there was a secret chord. David
I like
played
his-
and please the Lord. It's like the absolute lowest I can go, just hammering on that.
I like that Everybody Knows song that he does. Like, it's crazy. Low voice. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. It's a good one.
I don't know how to sing that one. That's Lana Del Rey. Shout out to Lana Del Rey, who I've never listened to before like the last month. Heard that song on the radio driving to work when I was working at UCLA.
Oh, yeah, I know the song.
I was looking to sing this one. This song's a hit on the radio right now, which is crazy. Like, song came out like 20 years ago. It's a country hit right now. Some country dude's covering it.
Damn. I don't know that.
He also didn't change the lyrics, which I thought was surprising. Like, he sings it from the female gender, even though he's like a dude, country dude singing it. Which I thought was kind of cool.
Country Mac.
Let's see if we can look up who that is. Fast Car, not Tracy Chapman. Luke Combs. It's actually a nice cover, though. That song's just such a good song. I wonder if we can play like 3 seconds of this without getting... Okay, we gotta pick a random part in the middle. Oh no!
Who
Okay.
else?
So he starts singing.
Far, just to cross the border and into the city, and you and I can both get jobs. Find
That's all we can play. That's all you get of Luke Combs, but I was surprised that like that's like a fucking massive hit on the radio right now. I actually really like I'm kind of disappointed I stopped listening to the radio. I found out about a decent amount of music that I would never probably have stumbled into in my fucking YouTube algorithm, which plays me like the same fucking 10 songs over and over.
Yeah. YouTube has been kind of like,
YouTube just plays you what you already know and like.
yeah. Which I don't hate.
It's a good song though. Check it out. We can't play it on our stream. I'd love if we could just do a stream where it's fucking DJ music I like. I think that's just called being like a radio host, but
Yeah. No doubt.
I feel like that's like a dying job too, though. If you're trying to do that, radio is definitely fucking dying because the
Right.
algorithm is killing radio. So like, I don't know. I feel like that would be my dream job though. Just play music I fuck. But that's also not what a radio host does. Like most of the time, they have to play lists. Like you have to play what is already popular. You can't just play what you like. You have to play like when Mark was a radio host, even at the college level, they had a wall of CDs, and it's like you have to play at least 3 songs off of these like 12 CDs every hour. So like you were like forced to like pick from a small list, and like you have to play this shit this often. And like it's even worse if you work for like, you know, if you're working for like a top 40 station, you play what's in the top 40, so you don't have any choice over that. It's just what's already popular. You have to play Taylor Swift like twice an hour every fucking hour, which is like, I don't know.
I guess that's true, yeah.
That
the
and
radio
podcasting is
does-
killing radio. Podcasting is just talk radio on demand.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like the radio too also, like when I listen to the radio, it's still like the same songs come up pretty often. Like if you start listening to the radio a lot, they definitely play the same shit a lot of the time.
Also depends on what station you listen to for sure. Pop stations are pretty bad. I like a Jack FM is always a fun station. They play like a pretty big variety of shit there. And I also found the station that plays like local LA music every night, where they play like bands that are not popular from Los Angeles, and that plays a bunch of shit I've never heard before.
Yeah. I guess I haven't like dug around on different stations so much.
I feel like, I mean, every time I've driven with you, you've never listened to the radio.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty rare.
My thing too is I didn't save any stations. I had 0 saved stations. So whenever it plays radio or commercials, I just hit the scan button. So I ended up listening to a bunch of shit where it's like I wouldn't even choose to listen to this radio station, but it's a good way to kind of just like figure out what's going on. There's a lot of weird stations in LA too. There's a lot of like contemporary Christian stations where it's like I would have never listened to this shit. But
Yeah.
some of that music's actually pretty good as far as like the musicianship and the singing goes. Like gospel music has some fucking wild vocalists. Like it's like these people sound like fucking Michael Jackson and shit, but they're just singing about Jesus instead of, you know, pop music stuff.
Yeah. That's fun. There's also a bunch of like just preacher like podcast style stuff where they're talking about like fire and brimstone. It's pretty funny.
I don't listen to those. Those are the ones I skip to the next station immediately. There's also a lot of fucking like banda music, like Mexican music. A lot of stations where like they're speaking in Spanish, all the music's in Spanish.
Yeah,
And
that's
I've
true.
found a few artists through those where I'm just like, holy shit! Like I'll like skip to a station that has like the most incredible guitar solo, and then it's just like Spanish singing, and I'm like, oh, like yeah, I would have never heard this if I wasn't just flipping through the radio in LA. I always Shazam them, so I have like my phone has a bunch of stuff on Shazam from listening to the radio, but it's been kind of
Nice.
fun. Like I don't know, forget how much I like music, and then just discovering new music is cool, and it's not like the algorithm. The algorithm just feeds you like shit that's similar to what you've already heard. But this can show me stuff where it's like, yeah, I wouldn't be looking for this, so I would have never found it, but turns out I like it anyway.
Yeah.
And same with that like Luke Combs cover of a Fast Car. That was on like a top 40 country station. And it's like, yeah, I wouldn't ever listen to top 40 country. It's also where I found that's the To Kill a Little Time with You song, which I like.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's like the cheesiest fucking song. It's like this song fucking jams, dude. But it's yeah, I would have never ever sought that out. That's like from an artist that makes like top 40 country that I'd never listened to. But you know, you find stuff you like in unknown places sometimes.
Yeah.
Should I go drop tea?
It's like Canada.
I feel like this is good, just chilling music. Trying to get fancy and fucking. I was going to cut my nails. I'm almost digging into my fretboard. Should probably also stop playing guitar so much. My fingers are going to be too sore to practice when I'm supposed to after the stream. Good old classical music.
Oh, that sounds like Dear Prudence.
Some Beatles.
I can't put my finger on what Beatles song that is.
It's Dear Prudence.
Oh, it is. Okay, I was gonna say it sounded like Dear Prudence. It wasn't.
This one's really interesting musically because it's droning on the D the entire time, and then it goes from like essentially what it's doing there is going. It's the bass line, but
Yeah.
it's droning that over this D. And then it's a D sus. It's actually the same chord from that Tom Petty song. And I have to do that because you need to lift your finger up to switch the bass line. I guess it could even be all sus you could do. I don't think that's right, though. I think it plays the regular D for the first two.
I think so too.
Tune back to standard. Still out
Let's
of
see.
tune. Here we go. And that's a major blues. It's a happy sounding 12-hour blues. All right, we should do this giveaway and probably wrap this up. I'm fucking droning here. Super entertaining to watch me play 15-second chunks of songs at a time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like some music, yeah. I'm playing. Get back into playing some guitar again.
Maybe in the future I can start streaming rehearsals. I don't know if people like that, but have been trying to rehearse music more. I don't know how interesting it is to see people practice music because I end up doing the same thing, play the same song 10 times in a row, so I get good at it. Just trying to learn what is that song called? Like a Movie. Been playing a bunch.
Like
Lately.
a movie.
It's by Like a
dude.
Movie featuring Theo Katzman. That's why I know about it because Theo's in it.
Theo.
Taylor
nice.
Ashton. It's a solid 241 views. Would not expect most people to know what this is. I don't think we can play more than that, but
No, I
that's
don't know
lots
that.
of fun.
You should look up the trailer for the movie The Blackening. I watched that the other day. It was so fucking good.
The Blackening.
The Blackening, yeah.
All right.
It's highly recommend it. It's still the season for scary movies.
What was it on?
The friend just brought it on a hard drive. I don't know. I don't
Surprised
know
we're not
what it's
getting any ads. I'm not even signed into YouTube.
This little reunion about to crack. We got the whole crew back.
Really, bitch? A cabin in the woods?
Now let's get it all in perspective for all y'all enjoyment.
You still a slave to the white man?
I'm gonna start calling my wife the white man, alright?
Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hands up that you should with. Count your
But
loot
we
with.
do on Juneteenth.
Oh, hell no.
Where are you going?
Look for the fuse box. What kind of house is this? No, thank you.
The Blackening?
Whoa! Jim Pro Monopoly.
Shit probably runs on racism.
Pick a card and save Morgan.
What do you mean, save Morgan?
Refuse to play, and she
It's like a mix between Jumanji and Saw.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Looks cool so far, though.
It
Definitely.
was fun. It was really good.
Board game looks problematic as fuck. It's got
Oh,
the super racist blackface on it.
dies.
I think we have to play the game. In your predicament, the black character is always the first to die. I will spare your lives if you sacrifice the person you deem the blackest.
The blackest?
Nobody should judge anybody in here, bro.
You have 2 minutes to decide.
Shanika, she say nigga the most.
Nigga.
See?
Wait.
Y'all can't pick me. I'm gay.
Oh, Clifton.
Yeah,
I can prove I'm not the blackest.
Prove it.
I've never seen Friday. I voted for Trump.
What?
Twice.
Big money, playboy, your time's up.
We need a plan.
I'm saying, don't you dare.
Don't say this dumb shit.
We have to split up.
Your time has run out. It's time to die.
there's a crazy person out here hunting us. You got Rosa Parks on your shirt, right? Would she be sitting down right now?
I mean, that's exactly what she did.
You could shut up. Made you look.
I don't know. This is really
Made you
fun.
look.
What black women gotta save everyone up? Damn time!
Oh, made you look.
Yo, stop playing.
I got a gun. Hell.
That's too DMX. What are you doing?
That looks fun. I wonder if it's streaming anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know where it's streaming. Somebody brought it on a hard drive.
Available on Hulu with the premium subscription, it says.
Okay.
Amazon
So-
Prime with the premium subscription. But I wonder if that's like you have to pay for it, if it's
Just free on there. Yeah, I don't know, but it was really funny.
you need the
like-
stars. That's what it is. I think Hulu also has stars, so it's probably
It's like a Stars movie. Damn.
who has stars.
I hadn't even heard of it until someone brought it over, and also that was the first time someone brought a movie over like on a hard drive in like years. It was nice throwback. We even had to transfer it from one drive to the other because I didn't have the appropriate plug.
Voodoo. What the hell is that, too? Was it like super USB or some shit? Yeah, it looks like you gotta rent it most places unless you have a stars.
Boo. Well,
Was that a Jordan
I
Peele
don't know.
movie? I do not think that was a Jordan Peele movie.
I don't think so, but it's definitely like really it's fun. Like the dialogue was really fun and like it was a good movie. Enjoyed that one. I also I watched
Seen
another
about
one that's called I watched one that was terrible. It was called Slaughterhouse. Like Slaughterhouse but with sloth. And it was like
It's
it
by
was like a
Tim
sorority.
Story. I don't know who that is. He did Barbershop in 2002. Fantastic
Okay.
Four and the Ride Along franchise. That's the director. It's
Oh.
written by two other people I've also never heard of.
Damn.
Dwayne Perkins is from Second City.
Yeah. Did you you saw like a few of those clips? I was watching the Slaughterhouse, where it's like the sorority like adopts a sloth, and then the sloth goes like on a killing spree.
Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna be bad.
It's so bad. Like I expected
I
it
think
to
I
be
walked
bad.
out while you guys were watching that, and I was like, "Did one of your friends make this?" Like the dialogue seemed horrible.
It was so bad. Like I knew it would be bad, but like it was like, oh man, like it was worse than I thought. Like
Did I show the trailer for Totally Killer? That one I actually thought was fun. That one's on Amazon if you have Prime. But it's like a time traveling. It's like a mix between like a, like a Jason movie and a Back to the Future.
that sounds like a fun mix, actually.
I'd like to report a crime that hasn't happened yet. Have you seen the movie Back to the Future? Basically, I'm living that movie right now, which is how I know there's going to be a murder tonight.
Hate time travel movies. They never make any sense.
Happy Halloween.
How about we all stay in and hand out Halloween candy?
No, Mom.
You know how hard this time of year is for us. Your friends were murdered 35 years ago. It's not 1987 anymore.
Stay safe, honey. I love you.
This looks pretty fun already.
What the fuck? Excuse me. What year is it? 1987. Oh my God. I know. The 80s are almost over and I haven't even tried Coke yet. I don't know. Oh my God. Mom. Fuck off and die. Jesus, Mom. Mamacita. Ay. Ay, ay, ay. Mamacita.
Time for my birthday, bitch.
This is a
creepy ass cabin in the middle of fucking nowhere. What's the big deal? There's a murderer on the loose, and you drove us into the woods. Oh my god! What? I forgot to bring vodka.
You have 7.5 hours until you're stuck here forever.
I need to stop all this horror before it happens. The machines kill us all? No, they more just rip apart the fabric of our society via dance videos on TikTok.
They use dance against us.
Come on out. The water's warm. Just so you know, I don't do blowjobs. You pee out of that thing.
Just think, maybe if she did do blowjobs, she'd still be alive.
Yeah, let's not make that the lesson. 80s weed sucks. This is just dirt. Look at all these twigs. You know, I could give you a gummy this big that has 100 times more weed than this.
Yeah, pretty fun. It definitely was like, it's like
I'd
a
watch
horror
that.
comedy. It doesn't take itself super seriously.
I'd watch
That one's called
for sure.
Totally Killer. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was like, I don't know, for a movie I just randomly saw promoted on Amazon. I was like, I don't know, Amazon original shit is kind of hit or miss. It's like, it's fun. It's a good ride. And I was like,
The
that's
other
one of
one
the
was-
better horror movies I've seen in a while as far as like horror comedy goes. So it was like, it just didn't take itself seriously at all. And it's like, there's a lot of jokes about the differences between the 80s and now as far as like the weed joke and stuff, where like, which I feel like is a real thing, where like people are like, yeah, I used to smoke like joints and joints back then and not get that high. And you can like fucking the weed they have today that's medically made will fucking like knock you on your ass with like one puff compared to people smoking
Yeah.
bricks back then.
Right.
So-
Snizzle Fritz, dude.
All right, let's do this giveaway. Last call, exclamation point neon, if you want to join this giveaway.
Yeah. What is, let me see. I'm poking around. Scooped any good NFTs recently.
The next stream is Thursday. When are you leaving again? Are you leaving soon?
Yeah. On the 28th.
Okay, so you still have a couple days left.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'll be here for both the next streams. It'll be the next week that you're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll stream. I'll do a Halloween stream. Maybe I'll fucking dress up. I'm also thinking though that probably moving our tech stream to Wednesday makes more sense once you get back. So we're always
Yeah.
competing with the Taco Tuesday on Tuesdays, which I feel like is like a lot of the wax space is chilling at. All right, let's do this giveaway.
Taco Tuesdays.
And Wednesday is like when they do the FOMC meetings and shit. So I feel like it makes sense for.
Whew. A lot of slaughter there on one go. Oof.
Damn, I took out a ton of people.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of hot in my room today. 80 degrees. Not bad for the middle of, or not even the middle, the end of October. I'm down to play Counter-Strike again on Friday, though. That was fun last week.
That was fun, yeah.
If anybody's trying to play some Counter-Strike 2, join the Neon crew. Ooh, I'm so close. Fat boy. So close. No, we're gonna keep moving
man, it
down.
was targeting
Dre,
you for a
though.
while.
Shout out to Dre. Killing the game.
Damn. Dre's got a flag.
I like how his grubfish is like upside down. I gotta get alt tab so I can find his wallet.
Nice
Dre.
flag.
There's so many Dre's in our friggin' list. Dre 7, there we go. can send you one of these goo balls. I'm not sure where these came from, to be honest. Let's see if I can get a read on who sent us these. IV.zu. Is that a Mhala maybe? That is. Thank you, Mahala, for sending us a Regulus. We'll send you one of those, and then we'll also send you one of these bicycle corgis. Got a bunch of those.
Oh, nice. Still gotta get my Satoshi. Satoshi Naka Corgi.
I like that name. All right. So that will conclude the giveaway and really just the whole stream portion of our stream.
Include the live portion.
If you missed it and you want to hear Max's technical analysis of the market, the video on demand will be up after this.
Yeah, we're moving up. We'll
assuming that playing
like
6 seconds of music doesn't get our video taken down again, which it constantly does. So you might have to come to YouTube or Twitch. It might not be on YouTube. We'll see.
Yeah.
The dangers of going off the rails on Tech Talk days. Oops, we want to go to, how do we just watch our channel? Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be live on Thursday. Maybe we can try to play big time on Thursday. I don't know if you can get through the tutorial by then. It's probably like an hour to get through the tutorial. It's faster than it used to be. Like they shortened the tutorial a bit, but it's still is a decent amount. We're gonna raid into Jungle Bry. Ooh, thank you. We'll play some buying. Since it's Tech Talk Day, buying the dip.
Buying the dip. Oh my God, what's happening?
Oh man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you, with you. Oh man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
First of all this money by Wall Street is making me sick. 140% of GameStop was short. GameStop was short. You can't allow Wall Street to short 75% of its stock, crush these companies into the dirt, thousands of stocks into the dirt. Then when the individual makes money, everyone's entrepreneurs. I have a kid who bought a house, paid $50,000 and bought a house. After decades of the short, you have to accept the fact that individual investors are playing the same game that you're playing, and now you're losing.
Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go,
peace out, everybody.
Push it. Oh my God,
have a good day. Have fun over
here
at
we go, come on.